Oh, hello, wonderful beings. Hello. We just did a powerful ceremony with the Akashic Record School because we reached 100 members. And now I am here to answer all your questions that you might have. So let's go. Let's give me some questions. Feel free to put it in the chat if you're watching this on YouTube. And of course, here when you're in the Zoom room with me. So people in the Akashic Record School and people in the Sacred Alignment Academy are here with me, and I can open their personal records if they have a personal questions. It's going to be hard for me to do that while you're in the YouTube chat. So if you want to attend more of these Q&As, come join one of these communities. They're amazing. And the Akashic Record School just reached 100 members. We're actually already 105. So it's growing quickly. But yeah, that's all just celebratory and really nice. I'm really happy and I'm really grateful and I'm amazed. To be honest, I'm like, whoa. The thing is growing fast. So I'm really happy people are ready to dive into the records. But I started diving into the records more than 5 years ago, and I've been developing it. I got hooked on the energy. I got hooked on channeling and learning more about the universe. And in this session, I just want to be your channel. And so let's ask away. Let's see what comes through. If you're on YouTube, like I said, put the things in the chat, and people here in the Zoom room have priority. So I go to them first, and I will start with a question that came up in the sharing we just had. And we just did a Akashic transmission. We did an upgrade where the Akashic record upgraded our ability to channel, but they specifically called it the letting the divine current flow through your system. And they said we are meant to do this. We are meant to be natural at this. And we just had a sharing circle, and multiple people said, "Oh my God, I got so hot. It was really a lot of heat got released." Some people really were dripping, and needed to remove clothes. You know, it was quite a spicy session. So if you want to join the, if you want to be with us live, no, it's getting very hot in here. No, but the question was like, why does that happen? Why sometimes this also can happen in breathwork sessions. This can happen in meditations. This can happen in channeling and transmissions. Like, what happens there? So I'm gonna ask the records right now, and I'm gonna channel their answer. I'm currently connected to the Akashic records of grace and the Akashic records of power. So let's see what they have to say. This is a very beautiful question, and we can answer this with a lot of simplicity. Our answer will simply be heat is energy. If energy is being channeled and flown into the system, if energy is being released, if there is some form of energy current present, you are warm. That's also when, as soon as your food is processed, energy comes free and you get more warm. When you create movement, you can get more warm. But it seems a little bit less logical to the mind that energy can also come from different dimensional sources and then create heat in the third dimension. But this is true. And this is what you just experienced. So the simple answer is heat is energy. And you can also use them interchangeably. Now, We would love to go a little bit deeper on this. The ability to open your energy body and to allow more energy to come through in your system has a lot of great applications in your life. The more your energy body is open to receive, the more you see reality as it truly is, and will receive all of the information that you need to create a life of fulfillment and joy. To not only create a life where you are full of energy, but also create a life where others are naturally energized by you and by your presence. Every human can truly be seen as a vessel of light or a vessel of energy. When we look at human beings, we see way more this vessel-like quality of you than we see your skin or your hair color. We see your vessel very clearly, and we see also where the energy is flowing freely and where it is obstructed. That is why we can sometimes very clearly remove and increase your energy flow and remove what doesn't serve there. So, if you start to remove the blockages and more energy starts flowing, this energy will be reflected into heat. And the more heat that you can hold in your system, the more natural it becomes. Now, it will not always feel so hot as it just did, because we can already imagine you thinking, oh my God, I don't know if I can take this heat much longer. You just become more used to the high amounts of energy, which means you can handle the heat better and it will not feel as heat anymore, but more like a beautiful, comfortable warmth. And how beautiful is it to always enjoy a comfortable warmth, a delicious temperature inside of your system, knowing that your system is flowing beautiful with energy and with light. All right. Love that question. Love that answer. I don't see Rebecca anymore, where the question originally came from. Ah, there she is. Amazing. All right. Second question is Anastasia. Mm-hmm. Okay. A beautiful question. Would you would you love me to open your personal records? Okay. Do I have permission to open your personal records? And is it okay if I keep the records of grace and power open so they kind of from these both places. By the way, don't do this at home. Don't open multiple. This is me being an Akashic jackass. I should put a disclaimer, an Akashic disclaimer, like these are stunt professionals. Don't do these things at home. All right, I'm gonna open your records. Thank you for the permission. Dear records of Anastasia, do I need to repeat the question, or do you have the question? They have it, okay. Dear one, we would love to answer this question in a couple of phases, stages or lenses of looking at what you are currently experiencing. We will give you the next step that will allow you to indeed connect these parts into a coherent mission or journey. But before we fully step into that, it is really good to acknowledge that you have the awareness of this current stage. And it is really good to recognize how this feels. Not only can you congratulate your own awareness for realizing and seeing that you currently have different parts and that you currently are not feeling how they connect together. And you feel that there's a desire to complete the puzzle, and you feel it's currently not clicking yet, not completing yet. This is really great to be aware of how you feel now. Not only because present moment awareness is always the gateway, but also your energy and the familiarity of this energy with the resolution that will soon come will only be fully utilized when this is also shared with others in that same situation. So not only are you here right now because of your own journey, you are also here right now because you will start to meet others very soon that will come with the same question to you. And by you fully experiencing this, you will be able to get them to experience that. And what is so beautiful about especially this question and this example is that we see in the energy field of Mother Earth and humanity that this has been happening on a mass scale. Humans are realizing that they're in a situation not always fully desired, but they are realizing that this situation is also incredibly beneficial because once they get out of it, they will be able to help others get out of it as well. So know that you're here, that the present moment is your best friend. And that means that the current state of the it didn't fully click yet is currently the state that you need to be in. Know that it is not just for yourself, but that by being fully present right here, right now, you can help others along the way. Know that you have the resources, the awareness, the great mind, and a beautiful emotional state to actually get out of this situation. You have everything ready for the next step. Let's first breathe and acknowledge this. Good. Let's talk a little bit more about the resolution here. This might be a very counterintuitive answer, but allow the answer to be tried and experienced for at least a couple days before you judge it or before you discard it. Allow this answer to be an activity and an experience rather than theory. And only then you will start seeing the magic of it. Here is the answer. We would love for you to play. We would love for you to not take this so seriously. Yes, it is beautiful to be in purpose. It is beautiful to have clarity. But allow yourself to play in the field with these different elements. Find your own combinations and see if they work. Pick a little bit of this and a little bit of that and try to create something from it. And reconnect again with the part of you that is still in its children's level of creativity and play. Now, a couple of things this will do. It will remove the pressure from the situation to resolve by you just playing. We would love for us to clarify. We ask you to play in the clarity you already have. That means you have these different bits and pieces from different modalities and different areas. Just play with them, but stay with your bits and pieces. Find new combinations, as if you have a fridge full of different ingredients, and without having any recipe, you're just going to create on the spot something. You're just going to play with it. You will not care if it's going to be a good dish or not. You're just going to experiment. What if I put the mushrooms and the carrots together and put some very spicy herb on top of it? Become very creative and let go of the seriousness of it. Okay, we clarified. You understand what we mean. Now, we want to talk about what this does. It removes the pressure. Because it removes the pressure from the situation, it is actually easier to resolve. The more pressure you put on a situation, the longer it seems to take. This is one of the dynamics on your planet. Remove the pleasure. Increase the pleasure. No pressure and loads of pleasure. Playing should be an enjoyable experience. What this also does is that play is very resonant with the high frequency of spirit. The spiritual realm is playful, and every human that truly came in touch with these fields of information will know that humans take life way too serious, and that the spiritual realm is way more connected with how children behave than how adults behave. So to go back to this element of play is not only connecting with your child self, but also increases the spiritual element into what you do. And that element is needed for what you are creating. Know that there is something cooking inside of you, something accumulating inside of you. The next step is experimentation, playful experimentation. Like we said, allow this answer to be experienced for a couple days, and you will have a lot more clarity on this whole situation. But for now, keep it light and stay playful. Oh. Beautiful. How was that, Anastasia? How was his answer? Good. Mm-hmm. Okay. Are you willing to try it out? Are you willing to try it out for a couple days? Let us know. Let us give if you have completed it. Maybe let us know in the community. I would love to hear how this unfolds. Thank you so much for your question. I'm gonna close your records. All right. Thank you for your question. I also see Malene in the chat. I see your question there. I'm going to the people here in the Zoom have the priority, but I come to your question too. I think we will be able to do that. So know that I see you. And Suzanne asks if it's possible to ask a personal question. Yes, everyone in the Zoom room is able to ask personal questions, and I can open your personal records. But for the people on the YouTube chat, that's going to be more complicated, and I cannot ask for the right permission and details. If you want me to open your personal records, you can send me a personal message and with your full name. You can also be in the main chat if you don't mind, but you know your full name. You know how to open the records, so the name that you use to open the records. If you can let me know, that will be amazing. All right, Saina is the next person that raised her hand. Amazing. All right. Thank you so much for that question. Do you want me to open your personal records, or somehow I have the feeling what yes? Okay. Yeah, I have the feeling this question can already be answered with what is currently open. Dear one, it is a pleasure that you are experiencing the dynamics of expansion. We are right now in an incredible appreciation and joy to see you handle these situations. There are a couple of things that we would love to point out to you. First of all, the ingredients of expansion are in your field. Keep on being a practitioner of these ingredients. Keep on doing what you have been doing. Keep on lifting yourself up. Now, in these specific situation where all of a sudden your expansion is grown, or your perspective goes outside of what you normally perceive as reachable, there is something very special happening, that humans that have mastered the law of manifestation, attraction, and upward spiraling have all in common. And life is here to teach this to you now. There is a very potent energy dynamic going on when a human perceives something out of their reality. More than 75% will neglect an expansion like that. They will immediately place a too good to be true stamp on it. And therefore, life will not show them that that possibility is actually true. This is for us a very interesting phenomena to watch. We cannot imagine that in our dimensional field to even have such a thought. For us is very interesting, but that is one of the wonders of us observing and recording races like humanity. You are not part of the 75% that says it's too good to be true. You are part that actually knows it can be true. But there is a certain pushback emotionally in your field. It goes from tapping the waters of your consciousness into that expanded state, but then also feeling a little bit of fear, a little bit of, is this safe? A little bit of, this is very exciting. A mixture, an emotional cocktail, so to speak. The people that are very good in manifestation and in upward spiraling, in expanding, also on the material plane, have all in common that they befriended this feeling that you have been feeling to the fullest. They actually see it as a signal that they're on the right track. Their tolerance for being in that feeling is incredibly high. They know that by default, once you expand beyond your comfort zone and beyond your reaches of what you believe is possible, is an uncomfortable feeling. It is weird. It is unknown. But instead of seeing that as we need to move back to safety, they enjoy the thrill of specifically that. They are not so much adrenaline junkies, but rather expansion junkies, because they love exactly that feeling. So for you, we would love to give you two things, two aspects of this to further explore. The first one we already said to you very clearly. Become friends with this dynamic and with this feeling. Allow it to happen more. Allow your energy to be recharged by it instead of moving a little bit into an unsecure place. Go and step into your power when you feel this. Light up when you feel this. You are in expansion. But next to that, zoom in on the dynamics that are happening to make sure that your energy frequency is not entertaining frequencies of lack, frequencies of unworthiness, or the like. You will notice when you zoom in on when somebody takes you out of into the expansion, out of your current world, you notice that it is exciting and interesting, but there might also be frequencies of lack or I don't believe this is possible, or I don't believe I'm worthy of this level of success, that holds you back on a vibrational basis. And it is really good to get these frequencies out of your system. You already have the methods to do that. So zoom a little bit more in, or replay one of these moments in your mind and see what happens on a second by second basis when you received that. First I felt A, and then I went to B, and then I stepped back and went into C, and then I started considering it with my mind, and my mind started to say D. And in this way, become a researcher of what happened in that moment, and you will know exactly which frequencies are still holding you back by truly looking at this dynamic. So, by being the researcher on one end, and by becoming the thrill seeker of this frequency on the other hand, you set yourself up for a whole lot of increasing expansion. And we wish you indeed a great journey. Oh, that's cool. Wow. Wow. Oh, there she goes. Woohoo! Wow. I love that. Thank you too. Thank you for your question. I'm happy you feel like that. All right. The next question is from Caroline. Yes. Hello. Mm-hmm. Mm. Wow. Wow. Thank you for asking that. Do I have your permission to open your personal records? Amazing. Yeah, I see. I see. I see. Thank you. That's really awesome. Wow. So, first of all, so much peace and love to your daughter and to your family, because this is intense. And I see you in that. Dear one, this is a very powerful situation that you are currently experiencing. And we are very grateful you spent time to ask this question and to consider our view on this. In such situations, it is really good to allow your daughter to know that she is able to share everything and that you are a safe space and that the family is a safe container. The mind of children these days in your space-time have a difficult time. They are more sensitive than most on the planet, and your planet is currently going through a transformation and is currently in the transformation where everything seems like chaotic. It's in a state of chaos. The chaos will move to a way higher order. But before that higher order is here, things are messy and fluctuating. And especially when there is sensitivity and there's no clear frame of how to use this sensitivity, it can be very difficult. So, in this situation, a couple of very interesting things can happen, but we also ask to get some professional help, especially a spiritually based person that has a specialty in children with anxiety. There are a lot on the planet. Not all of them are coming from a true place, but you will know and you will select someone. It might even be your daughter who selects the person. Next to searching help from a specialist, we would love to say the following. Let her know that she is not broken. Let her know that you are on the same team and that you are here to help her. We see that you already are really good in communicating some of these things. But this, especially because of the high anxiety, can be hard to receive. So it doesn't hurt to, in a calm and beautiful state, say that again. It is good to be the beacon of calm and peace. It is also good to let her know how her body works. For example, when she is in a little bit more of an anxious state, but is not yet in an attack, but just in the build-up of it, let her become very aware of which parts of her body are overactive. And let her then focus on the parts of her body that are not overactive, but actually are on the more peaceful and stable side. When it is the mind, let her move into the heart. When it is the heart that is pumping, let her move into the belly. Allow her to learn to control her life force. But this can only truly be opened up if she and you have a collaborative relationship, which means to let her know, hey, like, how much are you willing to stop these attacks? How much are you willing to become peaceful in yourself? If she is very willing, to make the necessary changes, you can say, let's find some places in your body that feel more peaceful to you. Let's find some places that you can center yourself in so that when an attack like that happens, you allow to change your focus and actually move to a peaceful part of your body. Because every human body has certain places of a lot of activity that can destabilize, and a couple of places that are very connected with stillness and peace. And just by her finding that and knowing that she can change that, it is almost like finding the remote and having a volume button. Now the anxiety feels uncontrollable, but then she has a volume button. So she is in complete control. And whenever it is becoming too loud, she can turn it back down. Or she can stay it in the same place and explore a little bit what is going on. She needs to know that she is actually in control, but she just didn't learn how to be in control. And part of that is just having great conversations, especially in moments of calm. And part of that is working with a specialist that can help you here. Next to these two things, something that you can do personally is to pray. Not to pray that this situation will stop. No, to pray for peace. To pray that she finds her center. To pray that she turns her sensitivity into a gift and changes her burden into gifts. And while you pray, see her doing that. Let your imagination go into it. Let your words go into it. Your thoughts go into it. Your emotions. Feel how it will feel like when your daughter is experiencing her full power. How does that feel to you? How does it feel to see her shine? How does it feel to see her transform this burden into gifts and light and helping others with the God-given gifts that she has received? She needs to truly know that she is in a beautiful body that has a lot more capabilities and places that are now needing to be explored. The more she starts to understand which parts of her body are here to help her, she will become better and better in handling these waves of very distortive energy. And she will be able to turn it into her superpower. We hope this helped a little bit, and every parent can attest that this is a very difficult situation. You might also be coping with certain feelings that should not be neglected. There might be helplessness at times. You might have felt also powerless, not knowing what to do in such a situation or handling with such intensity. Be very present with your feelings and also yourself. Make sure you find your place of peace, your place of connection with the divine. You, and especially her, need it more right now. Wow. Hmm. Um, yeah, does this help, dear? Yes. Amazing. Well, I'm already I'm already seeing her and sending her these frequencies they shared about that she is in her power, completely in her mastery of her system and her ability to do this. And you know, these attacks are a thing of the past, and she is just incomplete. You know. You're welcome, dear. You felt the warmth. Ah, it's still hot in here. I see. All right, thank you, dear. That's beautiful. I'm gonna close your records. Oh, wow. Right. Beautiful. There is one more question here in the group. I would love if you want to have priority on these Q&As and be with a wonderful group of beings that are learning how to open the Akashic records, learning how to align themselves with their divine gifts and frequencies. The links are in the description. One is called school.com/akasha with a K, and the other one is school.com/sacred. And I love being with these people. So if you feel called to it, check it out. I will also come to your question in the chat, Marlene. And if any other person that is watching this has any question, put it in the chat. So I only see there's one more hand raised here. And then I will go to the chat. So I see Stephen, I see Arun. Have a blessed night too, my man. Stephen, I can only do readings here in the group, or I can do personal readings. I can let you know about that. But if you have a question, just general to the records, I can answer it for you right now. All right, Suzanne, your question. What is your question? Thank you for your patience. Do I have your permission to open your records? Thank you so much. So your question is, dear records, I'm currently within a big transformation process and I see it as a big gift which I'm very grateful for. I'm also very grateful for being part of this beautiful community. I'm also very grateful you're part of this community. Can you please share a little bit what is unfolding on my path before me, and do you have a message for me right now? Oh, that's such a wonderful question. All right. I'm going to open your records. All right, dear records. Oh, do I need to repeat the question? Can you please share a little bit what is unfolding on Susanna's path before her? And do you have any message for her right now? You know what is very interesting? It's hard to explain this, but I feel the energy of freedom in my field, but as if, and this is very weird, it might not make sense, but as if somebody has a perfume with freedom in it and just in the room, just like as if it's just a natural scent, but it's weird, right? Like the scent of freedom. But that's the first thing that comes up that I feel. Can you explain a little bit more? Dear one, the ability to change yourself to the degree in which you change yourself is asking for some praise. We praise you. We are grateful you are here. The path has not always been easy, but we are assured that you are moving to a place where life will start to become a lot more easy. And we congratulate you on the growth and the expansion. First of all, we would love to tell you that there will be moments in the coming time where you will feel energized, and there will be moments where you will feel very sleepy. Of course, that is always the case, but these moments will happen very infrequently. Or we do not mean infrequently, we move with weird frequencies. They move and appear in moments that you will not expect them, and they can come up very suddenly and leave very suddenly. We want you to have the right perspective on these two moments. When you are energized, dive into your energy. Do not let thoughts of, is this the right thing? Or some perfectionism, or some, this is a nice idea, but I still have to do these chores energy, let you stop the excitement. Don't let these thoughts stop when you have the energy. Go for the energy. Allow it to boost you in the right direction. Well, if you are all of a sudden very tired, know that this is your spiritual body that wants to install something or integrate something in your field. And in that case, the best way is to just also rest immediately. Sometimes you have the feeling you cannot ask for that. Try to still ask for it. You will not burden anybody but taking some time for yourself. You will just inspire. Because of this rapid change and because of this expansion in energy, these fluctuations need to be navigated properly. And that is why we would love to, first of all, give you this. The excitement and the moments of excitement can also feel very random to the more logical side of you. We love for you to prioritize the excitement higher than the logical side of you in this case. They both are amazing. but let the excitement lead and let the logical mind, after it happened, make a new assessment of it all. You can easily talk to your logical mind by saying things like, "Dear mind, I hear you. You have a good point based on how I have been living so far, but the excitement is so big and it feels safe to pursue this. Let us pursue this and see afterwards if it was a good decision. It will not fully bring it at ease, but at least it will give you a little bit more space to explore." Now, what is best for you right now is to acknowledge that what you already have been doing is of great value, and you may increase that, especially the gratitude, and the expression of your gratitude is well received. And by increasing the vibration of gratitude, you are creating the perfect cocktail inside of your energy body for change to back. Hello, Zoom people. Are you hearing me? Where are my Zoom people at? My electric got cut. Can you hear me? Ah, I'm muted. Can you hear me? So, my like the whole street has no electricity. Everything got cut. We might have channeled a little bit too much. So I'm curious if my stream is back up. I think I'm back. I don't know. I don't know if my YouTube stream is going. But yeah. All right. Interesting. So when I look at my YouTube stream, I still see me channeling a long time ago. All right. Sorry for that. I don't know. Can somebody remind me where it left off? Because I was still channeling. I think the records might know too. All right, records. Can you Okay, beautiful. Thank you. Okay, I don't know. I don't know if my Yeah, wow. What a funny situation. Okay, I don't know for how long I can do this, but I would love to finish Susan's answer. Hear the records? We love that too. Okay. So yeah, let me just see if I can if it works, if I can stay for long, because it's very glitchy right now. It's kind of weird to have no colors around me. Anyway. So what a change. Okay, dear records, can you please continue where we left off? Right? All right. Right? All right. Crazy, huh? All right, we're back. Can you still hear me? I'm gonna change my my router is not yet my router is not yet alive. Okay, I might wait for the internet connection to be fully back because otherwise it might be a little bit weird. I don't know where my stream went. Oh gosh. Let me see if I can just quickly say to the YouTube chat, like, so sorry, man. It looks like I'm still live. Dears, I have a power outage. Systems restarting. All right. Let me see where, like, are things here? The stream says preparing stream. And they said select a key. Change dashboard. Oh. Wow. Okay. I think the stream is back. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. Thank you for checking in with that. My Wi-Fi is not back yet, so I might wait a little. So all right. This is a rare thing. So okay. That's not gonna be watching stars tonight, but I'm happy I'm happy the thing is back. Okay, I'm a little bit glitchy. Do you have that too? Do I look like choppy? Yeah. Hey, come here, you. All right. Okay. Wow. My apologies for glitching out, but sometimes I glitch out like that. Okay, we're back in. Dear Records, can you continue the channel of Suzanne and her answer? Dear one, we are indeed very grateful, and we see that you are expanding your gratitude. This is one of the best things that you can do right now. Not only in yourself, but you might even be in a visceral gratitude practice. Now, what does that mean? It means that you can partner up with somebody, and that can be somebody from the community you're now interacting with, a friend, someone in the family, that also would love to increase their life, to grow, to transform. And for the next X amount of days, you're gonna commit to have at least 15 minutes of gratitude practice where, with emotion, you speak about what you're grateful for. What we mean with speaking with emotion is to truly speak from a place of absolute amazement. Just say out loud how incredibly beautiful it is, how incredibly grateful you are that the person you are now is so different and feels so much bigger and more powerful and empowered than the person you were. Not just say, I'm grateful for my growth. No, dive into the emotion. Feel the thankfulness in your body and express it with power and love to the partner that also then expresses her or his gratefulness and gratitude back to you. So feel free to partner up with somebody. And anybody who feels resonant with this message, feel free to get a gratitude buddy. Have conversations where you go into the most powerful expression of that gratitude. But next to that, we also see that your current increase in awareness has given you and will continuously give you a sense of when it is a good time to retreat and go into me time, and when it is a good time to connect. And one of your next steps is to truly follow that and to never go off that path. Allow yourself to truly connect when you feel the connection urge is there, and retreat and go back into me time when you feel that urge is there. You have the sense right now to clearly see and feel that. And it is good to never cross your boundaries again. This will increase your self love and will allow you to be in higher tune with the frequencies that are currently going into your life. Mix that with an increased level of gratitude and gratitude practice, and you set yourself up for the most beautiful, phenomenal growth period. Wow. I know that was very chopped up, Susan, but did that in any way help? Yeah. It really felt like it just entered the room, like somebody put parfum in the room, or like like when somebody lights an incense and you all of a sudden smell that incense smell while you didn't really see somebody lighting up the incense. It felt like that, but then freedom. Yeah, that's what I do. Love it, love it. Thank you. What a wonderful energy. I will close your records right now. Ooh, I might not have your name because the whole chat resetted since I. Oh, no, I have it. I have it. Yeah, thank you. Well, also for the people here that are in the Akashic Record School, I'm opening all of these records with the sacred alignment prayer that you have received in the course. So that's most of the time, only if I'm guided otherwise, that's most of the time the prayer that I started using. It became one of my favorite prayers to voice channel with. Might be very different for you, as you know, but yeah, know that it is that I connect with that prayer. All right. I don't see any hands raised in the Zoom, so it's time for me to dive into the chat. And I see the first question from Malene. Malene. So her question is, can you tell me about different blood types? I have an Rh negative blood type and have heard many different theories about what it means to have this blood type. All right. Oh, which record shall I open? Oh, the records of blood. Oh, I never opened that one. Okay. Okay, Marlene, I'm gonna open for the very first time the records of blood for you to channel about blood types. I never had such a question before. It's very interesting to me. With love and light, I hereby open the Akashic records of blood. Right. Dear records of blood, I just got a question about different blood types, and in particular the O or maybe 0 Rh negative blood type. Can you give some context on that? And what does it mean to have that blood type? We are very grateful that you ask this question because there is not much information on what this truly means. And there are not many people that have ever opened these Akashic records before. We are therefore grateful to speak with you. The blood types of humanity hold a secret code. This code has a lot to do with interactivity, with relation, with how your way of connecting is with other humans. And that can be easily seen because, and many people that work in the field of blood transplants or in the field of blood donations know very well that different blood types interact differently with each other. Some are not capable and others are capable. Some will be rejected while others might be accepted. And some are very rare and others are very well and big in numbers on the planet. Now, we are not having permission yet to share the secret. And why do we not have permission yet? We can tell. Humanity is not fully ready to be exposed to these kind of truths. And when such a situation occurs, we simply are not able or do not have permission to share. Now, we also would love to tell you why this is. Because you might be thinking, but we are ready. But I am ready. I can handle this. I will not tell the rest of humanity. But as soon as such awareness comes to the planet, it will eventually spread. And great information delivered to a consciousness that does not know how to handle properly that information can be very dangerous. So, even though this specific information will not be so dangerous. We have to move according to the laws that we are abide by. But what we can tell is why your blood type is special. Your blood type is special because it carries a couple of qualities with it that makes you really perfect when it comes to service to others. You will be seen as a very selfless person, somebody who loves to give, somebody who loves to also lead by giving. This can be in many different ways. This can be professionally or in family life. But your blood type specifically is one of the most generous and selfless of blood types, which means that the flow of your life can have extra focus on the act of giving. And by giving, you will be completely supported. It also means when life is not flowing as you believe it should be flowing, take a look at how much you have been given or giving or restrained yourself from giving. In this case, when things are not according to what you have expected or not according to plan, it might have a very strong correlation with this blood type. What we can share about blood and about blood types, as you know, it is constantly pumped through your system. It is constantly in flow. So by aligning the flow of your life with the specifics of your blood type, you can create the flow that you are seeking for. You can therefore move out of stagnation into fully living. And in your case, dear, it has everything to do with selfless giving. Whenever you give, give, not expecting anything in return, and you will step into that flow. We wish we would have given you more information, and therefore we would love for you to ask this question. In our estimation, around 3 to 4 years from now, as the consciousness of the planet will be in a very different state that can better handle the secrets of the blood. Wow. Wow, very interesting. I never opened this records, but there is some powerful information that we cannot know. I'm way too curious. I cannot handle these. But anyway, hope that helped, Malene. If you're still here, I know it was a while since you asked that question, but hope that helped. May I scroll down to the... okay, I don't know if you're still here, but it was a wonderful question. I'm gonna close the records of blood. Love and light. Wow, I would love to ask what my blood type is too. I don't know what my blood type is actually. Need to check it. All right. The next question is from Stephen, who asked, "Good to see you, Stephen. Stephen was also in the very beginning with us at the Sacred Alignment Academy. It was so nice to be with you there." He asked, "Can I get a reading, please?" And I can only ask personal questions here in the room or in a personal reading, right? So we can set that up. And then you said after that, I want to know if the support I need is on this side of the veil. Okay. And then Marlene asked permission to open your records. Yeah, sorry, I cannot do that on YouTube like I just shared. And then Stephen said, you have my permission of cost as the credit of the matrix, looking for more than the matrix to explain why I can't interact with the matrix offline in the matrix. I love I love how much matrix are in one sentence there. No, one thing that is clearly what I clearly feel is if you need help, ask every dimension, including this dimension. So ask help from your angelic beings, ask help from your record keepers, ask help from your spirit guides, and ask help. Like, if you believe in God, ask to your God. If you believe in some form of higher intelligence or divinity, ask to that. If you have some resourceful people that you know or are around you, or some people that you know that really want best for you, ask. Just if you are currently in need for help, go. Ask. Ask before you go to sleep. Ask when you wake up in the morning. Continuously ask. There's an incredible amount of power in us asking the right questions. And I would ask the question in a way that would be like clearly stating what you want to experience, just clearly stating what you want to experience, and just asking for help. It's so humble. It's so humble to just ask the universe, like, dear universe, can you help me? I learned that from one of my teachers, Kyle Cease. He said at one point, like, can you help me? And it was very weird for me the first time because I wanted to do everything myself and I thought I could. And it was very humbling for me to just go and just ask, can you help me? And then help came, right? I had another story from Michael Beckwith, and he was drowning. I don't know if you know Michael Beckwith, Reverend Michael Beckwith. He's a wonderful unity speaker and teacher, very connected with spirit. He feels it in his veins, and you can see that when he talks. He was drowning. He was literally taken away from the sea, and he was drowning. And in his drowning, he asked for help. And eventually, I don't know what got him out of the water because the water was so strong. He was just supposed to died right there. But he came out of the water, and then later he got the confirmation that because he asked for help, the other forces of nature had permission to get him back out of the water. If he would not have asked for help, he would have drowned there. So it's extremely powerful. But what happens when you start asking for help? The law of non-interference is over, how you say that, is the law of non-interference doesn't apply because you gave permission for help to enter into your world. So higher fields of information, higher vibrational fields of information will not interfere with your reality. Only lower vibrations will interfere, just like flying. Well, flies, not like flying, like little flies, like insects. Little flies can constantly interfere in your, and it can constantly go into your personal space. And even if you say that they are going, they're keeping on flying around you. Lower vibrations feel to me like that. Sometimes they don't ask for permission. They just go and dive in. They just dive into your field. Higher vibrations work with the law of non-interference. So I guess you want to have help from higher vibrations. Then some people are like, where are they? You know, if all these people are talking about guides and angels and Akashic records and God, where is it? I don't see anything. And most of the time, my question is, did you ask them? Because if you don't ask, they cannot interfere. They are giving so much value to your personal journey, including the struggle, that they will let you struggle until you give them permission to help. So please, in in if you want to get out of your situation, if you want to get out of your matrix thing, allow just start asking specifically for help. If it's financial help, can you help me get financially sound? Can you help me naturally attract this amount? If it is if it is help, you know, if you want to get more vital, can you help me to become fully vital, that every organ is happy? Can you help me feeling every part of my body and becoming mobile in every part of my body? Can you make sure that every cell in my being is just happy and healthy? As soon as you ask these things, and I do this a lot, especially before I go to sleep, I thank God for the day. I love the answer that Susan received because they were really pointing to the emotion of it. I don't do that yet. I would love to do that. I don't know if my partner loves that I, just before we go to sleep, I go with, oh my God, I'm so grateful. But anyway, yeah, ask for it and they give you permission. And I do this a lot. So I hope that helps. And if you want to do a personal reading, let's connect. I think we have, I am sure we are connected through school, but I might also have your number. So if you want to have more personal reading guidance, I can help you there. But at the moment, I don't have permission to open that. All right. All right. Hey, Marlene is here. She says thank you. I really appreciate it. Amazing. Oh, and Susan, that is here also in the Zoom, gives some extra guidance that Sarah Braskman has a video on blood types. Very interesting. I would love to see that too, actually. Amazing. All right. The next question, and I think that's going to be the last question that I can answer right now, is Tamara. I feel like I'm constantly spinning my wheels, always full of ideas and inspiration, but not always equipped with the energy or finances to make things happen. Will I ever feel like I'm on my path? Oof. Wow, I feel you on that one, Tamara. That's a really beautiful question. That's a really beautiful question. I would love to ask this to the records, even though I have some things that I would love to say too. All right. Dear one, we are very grateful you asked this question. We need to do a little reprogramming of the mind here that can be done in multiple ways. But first, we would love to give you the awareness of what is happening. And this is extremely timely for this channel because 2 weeks ago he had an epiphany that changed the dynamics for him. If you would have asked this question earlier, we would have more trouble sending this transformation through. And we are grateful you're asking it right now. You are experiencing a very powerful dynamic that loads of beings have, especially beings that have bright minds like yourself. Sometimes intelligence or creativity can be a curse, especially when the mind is having so much brilliant ideas to help humanity, but reality doesn't seem to give the green light. And all the time, something seems missing, or not the right time, or not enough resources. This is where the reprogramming needs to come in. On a subtle level, after a great idea pops in your mind, it is met with the vibration of lack. This needs to change into the idea comes in and it is met with the right soil. And the right soil in this case is the soil of support, resourcefulness, of knowing that there is always a way forward, knowing that there is always enough money for the right ideas, and knowing that once you go for this, the journey will even be more valuable than the realization of the ideas. Now, we said a lot of things here. Let us unpack this a little bit more. We started with the soil. Lack is not the right soil. Let's say you have a brilliant idea, but you need 50k to realize that idea, and you have no clue where to get 50k from. You might feel, oh, I don't have the 50k on my bank account. It might not be the right time. That is the lack. The reprogrammed mind would react like this. Oh my God, that is a brilliant idea. I think I need 50k to make this happen. Where can I get the 50k? Who do I know that has a lot of money? In which way can I gather people to maybe donate or fund this idea that I have? The same idea will then not be based in lack, but based in resourcefulness and possibility, and knowing that you are part of an interconnected network and have loads of resources at your disposal. But the very first thing of this dynamic is happening in the mind. And that is why we would love to invite you into a little ceremony that you can do with yourself, where you truly feel into this dynamic. And you will also be able to feel when it started happening, which is, in most cases, already in early childhood, where certain ideas are there, and then your caretakers, your parents, or your situation says no to that idea, giving the child the belief that the environment is not ready for that, or that your life is not ready for that. That programming needs to shift into whenever I have a right idea, I meet it with the right soil. I meet it with the right ingredients for it to grow. It is your nature. Just like this dynamic is happening in nature. Seeds only grow in the right environment. Some seeds grow in environments of extreme dryness and lack, but most seeds do not. The same is true with your IDs. Some seeds will also get growing into a lack frequency, but most IDs do not. So, remove the lack frequency. Here it is interesting because, of course, when you hear this, you might be feeling and your mind might be resisting, but I am not in lack. I have been practicing the before mentioned gratitude and abundance principles. I don't feel I am in lack. And that is true, which is already beautiful. We are again pointing here to a big zoom in what is happening when you have an ID. Go to one of your last IDs you had. Feel the vibration of when it comes up. And notice when that initial vibration is changed in your mind. What do you say to yourself? It might just simply be, I don't have enough money for this, or I don't know where to get the amount of money for this. It might be, I don't know if I have the energy for this. It might be, I don't know the people that can create this for me. But all of these little thoughts seem very logical. But when you dive a little bit deeper into their frequency, they're all based in lack. It's not that your overarching emotional state is in lack. It is that the ID is being met in your mind with the frequencies of lack by the responding thoughts upon which you meet the initial ID. These responding thoughts needs to change upfront. And when these thoughts change, the emotions around it change. With a heightened emotional energy, you are more inspired to create action. With enough action, especially in the right direction, you create traction in the physical world. When there is traction in the physical world, your spinning wheels start to create acceleration and eventually speed. And with that speed, you are able to put these IDs into fruition. So it is by first meeting the IDs with the right soil and then letting that create more energy and let that energy put you into action and let that action interact with the physical world so it creates traction. And we love and we have instructed this channel on the word traction quite a bit. We love the word in the English language, not only because it is part of attraction. When you create traction, you increase the effects of the law of attraction. But what is also powerful is that the opposite of traction is the word distraction. And there is another clue right there. In your case, it is not that obvious, but in others that might tune into this conversation, they might meet the IDs with the right soil, but they do not create traction because their focus is on the distraction, which is the opposite direction of where they want to go. So by applying these dynamics in your mind, then in your emotions, and then in your activity, you will be able to put some ideas off the ground. Now, we would love for you to start with one of the recent ones, and we would love for you to make, if it is a very big idea, smaller little achievable ideas that lead up to that bigger idea. Let us give you a simple example. You want to publish a book. That is quite a big undertaking. Even writing the book is an undertaking, and that's just half of the work. Then the publishing starts. But a smaller first step is writing the first chapter. And an even smaller step is writing the first page. But by you writing the first page and doing that again for the second page and again for the third page, you will eventually do that for a chapter. And if you do that again, you eventually will have 20 chapters that will create the book. And by that time, you already have proven yourself for about 200 pages or about 20 chapters that you can put things into action and you actually can create an idea into reality. That confidence only increases your momentum, increases the traction. You don't have proof in your hand that you can write a book. Then the publishing starts. But you might tone that down as in, I'm going to contact 2 people that publish books and 1 person that self-published a book today. And that can be your traction of that day. And do that again, and do that again. And you will find the right people and have the right conversations to eventually publish that book. The same goes with funding. 50K might be a whole lot. But if you put that down into small chunks and you just contact 2 people that have money and are willing to invest in your idea per day, it is very feasible that you have that amount of money in the next 2 months. It doesn't matter which idea. Allow yourself to boil it down to smaller steps, create traction, and go. So with that initial mental step and meeting ideas with the right soil, and eventually you knowing how to create traction in your life, your spinning wheels will be put to very good use. Thank you for your question, dear one. It is a true pleasure to have answered this, and you have done many people a big service by asking it. Wow, that was beautiful. Thank you, Tam, for asking. That's so wonderful. I might need to listen to that again. Wow. Okay, this was almost a 2-hour live stream, and before that we had an hour of energy activation, and before that we had a book club with the Sacred Alignment Academy. We're having quite a marathon. Thank you for being with me and for spending your first day with me like this. Also, thank you for staying with me while I had a whole power outage. If you're here all the way to the end, I'm so grateful. Thank you for watching this, and thank you for being with me. Like, if you come join us at the Akashic Record School, it's still free, but it will not be for much longer. I think the number is going to be 200, but I will hear from the records when it's stopped having free access or pay whatever you can miss access. So feel free to go to school.com/akasha to find that. There you will learn what I just stepped into. You can open the Akashic records of grace or truth or blood. Or blood. That's the first time I opened it. It's 11:11 right here on the 11th of June. Let's go. All right. That's a good moment to step away from my computer and do some things. Thank you for wishing you a very beautiful time. So much love, so much happiness. This was a beautiful stream, no? Beautiful questions. I say a lot of beautiful right now, just like Stephen said Matrix a lot. So much. So thank you so much, everybody. It was really powerful. Love it. See you soon. Bye-bye. Okay, Zoom. Okay, my lovely Zoomies. Thank you for